Welcome back. I'm your hostess, Nikita, and this is Tea from the Top. Today we're talking about the latest show in the 90 Day Fiance universe, The Single Life Season 5. Now, I thought this season was going to be like the others, lighthearted foolishness, watching former cast members go on ridiculous dates we all know won't last. But this season, we're actually getting real storylines and a bit of unexpected depth. I didn't plan on reviewing this show, but after episode 1, I had to speak on it. I was absolutely shocked by Kim's confession to her son Jamal.
Things have been tense between me and Jamal lately. I've hid things from him for so long that when I told him, it just devastated him. I've been carrying a really big secret for about 30 years. Jamal is not my only child. And I never told Jamal until last year, when Larry found us through an ancestry website.
He just found out at 30 years old that he has a full-blooded older brother he never knew about. I felt so sad for Jamal, and honestly, so disgusted with Kim. She kept emphasizing how difficult this was for her, not realizing just how painful this was for her son. And there's an extra, much deeper layer here that I don't think she's recognizing, and maybe isn't even aware of, that makes this that much more tragic to me. Jamal is biracial, raised by his white mother without his black father in the picture. To find out you had a full-blooded brother, another biracial man out there this whole time, she robbed him of the experience of being able to identify with someone else who is biracial, someone who looks like him, can validate his existence and his experiences, and relate in a way that even she, as his own mother, can never. That's huge. I just felt so bad for him. He was robbed of having not only a brother, especially having only the female presence of his mom, who can't ever fully replace a father figure, but also an older brother, a protector, a mentor, a sounding board, someone who could have walked through those experiences in life with him. And then, as if this wasn't enough, we find out that Kim also has a daughter.
What do you think you even want to do with Larry once he comes out here? Like, what's next? You think you're going to have, like, a deep talk with him?
I have to have a deep talk with him.
About what?
About the other one.
How do you think he's going to react?
I think he's going to be pissed. He's going to be really upset with me.
Hey, by the way, you have a sister.
Larry wasn't the only child that I put up for adoption. I also had a daughter.
I understand she was young and needed to give her children up for adoption, but I wonder what made her keep Jamal and focus all of her attention on him without even wanting to reach out to the other kids over that 30-plus year time frame. I understand that she may not have been able to care for them, but I can't help but wonder what made her keep Jamal and not even try to reconnect with the others. Was there not a level of curiosity, a level of yearning to see them, to know them, to give them reassurance that you still loved them? In a sick and twisted way, part of me feels as though she wanted to be Jamal's everything, and she figured selfishly that she could be everything that he needed.
I don't think you ever would have told me. Because, there was no reason to not tell me.
I just didn't know how to say it. You know, and it's always been like me and you, me and you, me and you. And I finally got our relationship to where, I've always wanted it to be, right? So it was better for me to just keep this big, dark secret.
It's clear that she's never had a genuine connection with a man. She even says that at this point in her life, for once, before she goes, she wants to experience real love. And I think she felt that this was the one unconditional love that she would get. And I hate to say it, but Jamal being a black man and exactly what she has chased, it's kind of that weird thing people talk about when a mother loses her husband and she sort of makes her son her pseudo-husband. This was just so sad to me. And I'm honestly disgusted with her. Not for giving up her children for adoption, but for keeping this a secret for 3 decades and robbing all of her children from the experience of being able to know one another, or at least have that choice. Then on Between the Sheets, which is kind of like the Pillow Talk after show, but with other cast members, We learned that Kim took it a step further. When her son Larry reached out, she catfished him pretending to be Jamal. And she didn't tell Jamal for 3 months that his brother had made contact.
She was like, I have been keeping secret from you. You have a full blood brother who's older than you, and I'm putting him up for adoption. And I was like, why are you telling me this now? And she was like, well, he reached out to me. And I was like, today? And she was like, no, like 3 months ago. And I was like, so you haven't told me for 3 months? I was like, why haven't you said anything?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, he does think he's been talking to you. My mom had gave him like a fake number and was like catfishing him as me for like 3 months and didn't say anything.
What?
And it got to a point where he wanted to like talk to me on the phone, and she ran out of like options. And it's just like has completely like it's just like completely is like my like trust, like relationships.
She said she was protecting herself and her son. No, that was self protection. Protecting Jamal would have meant giving his grown ass at 30 years old the choice of being able to know that he is not alone in this world as a child of yours, a biracial child of yours. To know that he is not the only son who may have struggled with a white mother in the absence of his black father. To know that he has someone else of his full blood, and it's not just him alone in this world once you're gone. I was just so upset and sad for Jamal, and I have a completely different level of empathy for him. And seeing him crying on between the sheets just brought me to tears. What really struck me in this episode was the layer that I don't feel like anyone's fully discussing, the identity piece. She didn't just keep siblings apart. Kim took away the shared, lived experience of being black and biracial children navigating the world together only with a white mother, the other aspect of their identity absent, no matter how much she tries to replace that void with men like Soulja Boy. Absolutely unfair and so selfish. So, as I was editing this, I realized I sound a little bit harsh. And I know it's easy for all of us to watch people on TV and make strong opinions without even really knowing them or knowing their lives, or better yet, having ever walked a mile in their shoes. But we have to remember that they are real people. These are their real lives, and these are things that they're actually going through. And I want to acknowledge the empathy that I do have for the situation, for all of the people involved. And while I do still stand by my thoughts and opinions on Kim's decision to keep this from her children, I do just wish healing for the entire family. And I do want to acknowledge that this is a tough situation. And if I found myself in this scenario, would I have behaved differently? I like to think that I would, but I haven't been there. So I do want to offer up a bit of grace and, once again, healing for this entire family. Glad that this secret has finally been released and they can come together. I haven't yet seen, or I don't think it's out yet actually, the next episode where I assume that she talks about her daughter. I don't know if she and Jamal have connected. Obviously, Larry, the other brother, doesn't know about her, so I'm not sure if in real time, present day, they've all connected, but once again, just hoping for healing. This was a lot just in episode 1. Let's see what the rest of the season brings. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.